a bit scary.
Well, everyone, it's been over a year, or about a year, since we posted a video. Give you a reason why this thing's still in relatively one piece. Reason it was gargling, not wanting to run, having problems is we hydro-locked the block. Heads weren't on all the way, so they got lifted up. Just got done rebuilding it. New fuel pump, all new gaskets top to bottom. So we're just trying to get the transmission bolted back in. Fluids, try to fire her up here soon. Honestly, at this point, I don't know when we're going to run it. Money's been tight the last couple of years. Might get run this year, might get run next spring, who knows. But this isn't our only project. Sadly, that little gold Grand Am, that's a pop can now. Event got canceled. Didn't really see the point of buying a whole new engine for one run on a 4-cylinder class. It's a 6-cylinder class, so I just scrapped it. But this car is a back project. The main project is this bad boy. 76 Chevy 2-tone. 2-wheel drive, 3/4 ton, full floating rear end. I need a whole, or a lot. I just got it a couple months ago. It drives, but has no brakes and is extremely underpowered. I'll tell you guys why. But I'm using, well, this truck, the truck I was driving during high school until I wrecked it, as parts, because I blew the engine. So I'm using minor things off this to get that one running. The main thing right now is I'm taking the radiator. I'm going to swap them out, but the heads are shot. That's why the valve covers are off. I'm checking them, making sure the rods didn't get bent on the push rods. I want to try to get this block rebuilt or stroked out to a 383. It is a 350 block with a 700 R4 transmission, shift kit stage 2, and this is 4-wheel drive with one working wheel. What wrecked on it is I was driving and this whole tire from right here over, the rim, all of that came off. I drove a couple of blocks because I was in the middle of a busy street and pretty much bent, tore up, cracked the axle inside. I've already confirmed that, but pretty much all you're seeing here has to be replaced with the exception of the steering box. The frame, I'm not sure if it got bent or not, pretty sure it twisted a little, but it dropped so bad, and yeah, I know the tire's flat because it only got beat up. But it dislodged the body mount puck that was in here. Stretched out the bolt, tore out what was left to the bottom. Usually those, don't move at all. So this thing's going to be a long project in the run. This is my 68 Chevy, what's on the other side of the state. Those are going to get restored. This thing here is my grandfather's. He sold it to my uncle. I bought it from him. It's cheap. Reason it's so underpowered is it has a 305 only running on 6 cylinders. It's a good truck, mostly straight. Typical rust for a Montana truck. does fire up. Gotta change the battery and fluids. And yes, before you hound me, it is a Mopar intake cover thing. He lost the original, just went to the junkyard, grabbed one that fit. So, but it is, I believe it's a 74, maybe a 75 305. I haven't checked the VIN. I'm not going to until I make sure I get all the rats out of this. But the radiator completely rusted out the top. Leaks like there's no tomorrow. This truck's been pieced back together so many times it's not funny. I believe that's the original interior. But yeah, the minor things like I'm swapping door locks because someone tried to break into it and broke my locks. Also beat up my door. It's a truck. But not too bad compared to some trucks I've seen that are from the 70s. It has a unique smell because of the rain lately. It does leak. This was an old construction truck, so there's holes all over the place for CB radios and where stuff was dropped on it. But we will be filming the derby we want this car to run in. Will be the actual event itself is on the 24th. We'll probably have a video up beginning of August after we get all the heats. We'll also try to do a couple walkthroughs through the pits. Hopefully we can get this thing done in time. If not, we'll just be spectating. The other thing you probably guys noticed by now is the land. Yes, we moved since the last time. We are on a 1-year rental agreement. Year was up, moved out here. 20 acres of hills. This is about the only spot I can actually work on a car. And, well, hopefully I can get a couple more coming up. I'm looking at buying maybe a Cadillac or another Ford to run. I just need this job offer to go through. But yeah, till then guys, Tina says hi and really has no clue what's going on with this car. But we'll be getting, hopefully, this thing to be running in about a week or two. Everything's in it, with the exception of the starter and the front of the transmission. A little hint, if anyone knows any tricks, so I spent like 3 hours in the hot sun trying to get this sucker back, and if you know how to get these to go back in the transmission, it's the transmission dipstick, or a decent plug to throw in there, it'd be great so we can actually fill this thing back up and not have to worry about it coming out. If not, I'll just funnel something, and yes, we're going to leave the transmission like that. We aren't going to cover it or weld it back up. We had the ultimate redneck floor shifter, the old column selector. I just welded it real quick right to the selector, all the way back is second. It locks into first, but there's no park lock out, so hopefully it won't crack or break and throw fluid all over the place. I don't see that happening. But got to finish bolting that in, get fluid in it, get the radiator back in, and we'll try to fire this bad boy up. Until then, guys, bye.